taking it 3-0 over Addy Mestic. They are now here to fight against each other to see who's going to move on into the top 8 here at the World Championship and who's going to be out at 7th. It is going to be 720Polyshot versus Swata Fate against Teros.
Okay. Whew, Teros. Teros has been through it. You know, Teros has seen some days. It's a legend that, you know, is the gold assassin, but also the diamond assassin too, man. You run into Teros at any ELO, you're just like, man, this is not the legend I want to queue into today.
Yeah, there's a huge mental strain on anybody when they fight against a Teros and ladder because you're just worried about, like, there's several kinds of humiliation that comes from getting hit by a Teros neutral sig so many times in a row, right? Like, it doesn't matter what level of play you're at, especially when it happens in competitive play. Here's Swata. Ooh, whoa, what?
I love that. Off the wall.
But the ground pound, it took a little bit too long, and so I was able to cut right through with recovery. And even after all that damage and all the crazy strings that 720 was going for against Swata, damage still pretty even, but man, that was a picture-perfect stock as far as conversions go on the orb. I mean, Polyshot was really pulling out a masterclass there.
Okay, oh, nice. Here we go. Polyshot being very patient as well. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. It's just like, you gotta wait for the openings. Sometimes you have to, like, swing twice, wait for your opponent to kind of, like, try to retaliate out a hit stun, and then capitalize on that scenario as well. But right now, Swata cannot touch my man Polyshot. Looking like MC Hammer. There we go. Guess the D-Light Sayer is not going to KO. We're just going unarmed. Scrap it out.
Oh, man. Polyshot went for the Gravity Cancel downlight. Just trying to get some extra damage. And oh, there's that neutral sig. Went for the side sig, expecting the fastball, but Swata went to the center of the stage, but the stair hits, and that downer came so incredibly close. Swata gets the Gravity Cancel. So that was pretty, pretty bold. It was fast, too.
There's so much going on. It was a lot to process, but it looks like Swata does get the better end of that exchange, but not without already being in the red here. Polyshot's going to be looking for that KO, finds a down air, and does the active input to send Swata off stage. But is that going to be it? Can he find the KO? Because Swata's getting the damage back really quickly here. This is Teros. He hits very hard. A ground pound from 720. Polyshot is going to secure the KO, but 720 Polyshot got taken into light orange before he could find that KO.
Yeah, now Swata is one good Teros side sig away from completely evening up the game. Granted, oh no! He goes all the way up with that recovery. The Nair almost hits. That would have been the first time I've ever seen a gimp off the top with Orb. That is for certain. Oh, but the stop comes through. No sider. He slides a little bit too far down, and 720 once again has stage advantage. Downer doesn't get the dash in, but he gets the sidelight cider, and Swata is just a few hits away from going down 0-1 in this set. Cider hits. Doesn't get the down air. Swata goes back to the stage, but no, he can't pick up the axe. Man, Polyshot is relentless.
Polyshot's throwing out the moves. I feel like the way that Polyshot finds a lot of his KOs is by just throwing out threatening hitbox after threatening hitbox, but they're all kind of weirdly placed and difficult to punish. That, like, that grab cancel D-Light recovery, almost enough to KO. Swata fighting back here. This is a hammer. This is Teros. You hit him with, like, one stomp Sayer, and then you got him in orange, and then you start fishing for a sig, but you won't get the chance. 720 Polyshot with the slice to the dome to secure game 1 off of Brawlhalla.
Yeah, Scythe ground pound, doing that dash jump pivot ground pound with the fastball is really popular as an edgeguard option, and Polyshot being able to hit that twice in a row onto Swata there on small Brawlhalla forces Swata to ban out the stage, and now we've got 2 tri-platform maps as our options going into game number 2. Small Great Hall or Small Enigma. Let's see where we are going to end up.
Oh, I think you should go to Enigma. If you're 720 Polyshot, I'm going to Enigma. Small Great Hall, though? Let me see. What are they talking about? Okay. So they're taking a look here. Yeah, looks like they actually had some accidents with the bans. They were getting that sorted out real quick. Gonna back out the lobby. And then we're gonna go ahead and run it back. Okay, cool.
Do you think he meant to select Mammoth instead of
I think so.
Mammoth? I bet you that's what it is. Because I was like, those are some interesting stages that you left it to. But let's see if that's the case. Swata now taking his time with the ban. Still in the same legends. It's going to be Fate against Teros, and Polyshot was just in control of that entire game, number one. It felt like Swata was constantly struggling to get back to the stage. And yep, that was the case. He banned Mammoth. He meant to pick it. We're going to be going there for game number 2, as we're in a much larger map. A lot of the weaknesses of both the Scythe and the Orb in terms of knockout power were remedied by Brawlhaven's close knockout zones, but small Mammoth Fortress isn't quite the same story.
Yeah, so far, I mean, the Orb from 720 Polyshot has been pretty immaculate, if I do say so myself, in this set. When we saw it a little bit earlier, we didn't really get too many opportunities to see him shine with the weapon, but in this set, he's been going off, and Swata hasn't really had any answers for it. We're looking for something from Swata, really. He hasn't really had his highlight moment yet, hasn't really found his big punish. He gets his hits in here and there, but haven't seen the big plays.
Yeah, let's see what Swata's able to do. He's trying to land with these down airs on Axe.
Oh.
Whoa, Polyshot's been getting the neutralites on Scythe, getting that little jab away, and now finding the neutral sig. Cool fact about Fate signatures is that the properties of the signatures change. They evolve the longer that you charge it.
Yeah, it's like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's interesting. But we saw the quick neutral sig there, but if he charged a little bit longer, it would have spread out into 3 different ways for a higher punish, but instead the Haymaker from Polyshot comes out there. Let's see how this next stock is going to play out. One of my favorite things about Fate's side sig on Scythe is that you can get that shotgun blast, or you can get the projectile. Like it's interesting watching players mix that up. But no, Swata very quickly evens things up with a nicely placed sider, and it's 2-2.
Okay, and Swata, he's playing some pristine Axe neutral here. The jump down there, man. His neutral going crazy. There we go. But 720 Polyshot kind of sees right through it. It's a very popular way of kind of playing the Axe neutral, right? You jump a lot at your opponent, you try to bait them into doing something, and since all of the hitboxes on Axe are really just like giant circles, you're not caring. Oh my gosh, you almost got clipped. What?
That would have been. He went for the point, like. You can't actually get a point-blank weapon throw, so knowing like the range where it is the closest for it to actually work into a gravity cancel down like ground pound would have been insane, but he still gets the recovery on Scythe here, goes for the weapon throw, forces Swata down low. No, he doesn't go for the side stick on Armed. He picks up the Orb instead, siders him away, and Swata is just struggling to recover. Ground pound will do it. That Nair came out a little too early, and it's 2 stocks to 1 once again.
Okay, Swata. Gotta go ahead and swat this stock away right now. Looking for that.
Yeah.
For the hit. Where's the hit going to be? Took 2 hits, unanswered. Jump, throws out the down air. There it is. Finally finds the down air. Gets a falling Sarah for his troubles. Needs what?
One more side air. Oh, that's how he did it last time, but he wasn't able to find it this time. But a down air sider still hits, goes through it. He hasn't been getting too many of those sideline openers that are such a, like, this is just the bread and butter damage build-up on Axe. Switches over to the hammer, goes for a downlight sider instead, and no, that downlight was way too far away to connect. Scythe picked up instead, and instead of a ground pound, went for a dash to pivot down air, didn't get the hit, and instead got hit by the knockout, or by the recovery from Swata, and still living on the stock, but not doing too much damage. Swata doing an okay job, even if the stock's taking longer than, you know, it feels comfortable taking.
And you can see Swata's going for the D-lights now because he's like, all right, at this point it'll KO. Well, throws that one a little bit high. Yeah. That's an air ball. I don't know about that one, but man, just to find the KO with the falling Sarah from the hammer. Looks like that's going to be what he chooses to keep here going into the final stock of Game 2. If he gets a falling Sarah, it'll true combo into that Nair. But looks like he gets a stomp instead to the down air, picks him up. That's it.
Yeah, he wanted the Nair follow-up instead. He's getting these neutralites on the landings. They're working out pretty well. Let's see if Polyshot is... Yeah, he's going for those dash-forward downlights, trying to catch Swata at a distance. But it's not working out, and Swata still taking to the skies, keeping airborne mostly, and now with Polyshot on controller center stage, is getting some nice hits and two sidelights in a row. Uses the active input to kick him up.
Right.
Siders him away. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty surprising.
Could have sworn he jumped there, but it looks like he had another one in there, another one in chamber. Off the Heezy we go.
That is it, and that weapon throw doesn't miss that time. It is a 3-stock, or it takes 2 stocks, but wasn't able to take the win. Swata now down 0-2 against 720 Polyshot as we're going on into game number 3. Can Swata avoid the 3-0? He just came off of a 3-0 against Addy Mestic. So he had some momentum going for him here, but 720 Polyshot is just doing a little bit too well in this matchup here. Who knocked Polyshot down? That's right, it was Blue, and that ended up being 3-1. Okay. Man, the winner of this has to go up against Acno for 5th. That is something.
Yeah.
On the bright side, if you win against Acno there, you can have a lot of confidence that you're going to take the tournament, right? Like, that's another way to look at it.
That's true, right? I mean, granted, you're like, oh man, I gotta play Acton for 5th, but you're also like, man, I was planning to beat this guy anyway. Let's just get it done quicker. You know?
Yeah. Ooh, Demon Island is going to be it for game number 3, and Swata off of the Taros onto the Olgrim, switching off the hammer for the Lance in game number 3.
Okay, and this is, I don't want to say a rare pick, because I think Olgrim has had one of his most, if not his most popular ever year in terms of play rate, but as Lance did get nerfed in the last balance patch, we haven't seen him show up too much as often. But, you know, Lance still very good at racking up damage. It kind of struggles to find the KOs now that it doesn't have a true KO confirm. And Olgrim in particular did receive some nerfs where both of his neutral sticks, oh my gosh, he's getting wobbled.
Whoa.
He's getting wobbled.
Yeah. That's what it's still going. Okay, finally he stops and says, get off me. Hits him with the side air, sends him off to the right. Down air will do it. Polyshot goes down to stock, and Swata takes the lead. Man, that was like the dream scythe string. Just naring and down airing back and forth over and over again. Just like reading every single dodge. Oh man.
It like feels good, and then you realize you're the one who lost the stock first.
Yeah, it's like, how much damage did I do? Oh, 50. Right, okay, moving forward. How many times did I hit him? 15. Nice. Oh, anyways, Swata's, ooh, he's been getting a lot of these down bites onto Polyshot here. It's like a stock. Sides and hits, kicks him away. Nice job for Polyshot taking out that stock, because that was looking like it was going to get bad if Swata continued on the Lance. Yeah,
the Lance is actually looking pretty tough for Polyshot to deal with here. And Swata, he's been going for these kind of awkward mix-ups as well off of the hits. A lot of the times you'll see Lance players go for like down air into neutral light or D-light into neutral light. But Swata just goes for these reads with another jump down air to catch Polyshot's dodge. Oh, wobble again.
Ah, he went for the nair instead of the down air there. He was expecting Swata to go for a jump, but Swata stayed grounded. The down air doesn't hit either, and Polyshot's low on jumps. I think he has to dodge to get back to the stage. Oh, no, he had another jump. Serving that very well. Weapon throw comes forward. Down air picks up into the side air. Went for the neutral stick, didn't charge it all the way, so he didn't get the extended range, but that one hits. One more will definitely do it, and he's looking for it.
Nice.
But once again, he loses the stock first, despite feeling like he has all the momentum. And Swata is nearly going to avoid a 3-0 situation and possibly be able to bring it back with a reverse 3-0 if he can take this game.
Yeah, it's almost like Scythe is similar in the sense that to Rocket Lance, it doesn't have like a true KO confirm, but Rocket Lance definitely has just more raw KO potential on all of its moves, right? If he gets a side air, it's KOing a lot earlier than a Scythe side air is going to KO. So Swata, if he even goes even for all of these stocks and then it becomes a last hit scenario, Swata is automatically at an advantage there. But so far, I mean, we're seeing 720 Polyshot rack up the damage, but then you look at the meter and it's like, oh, actually Swata's in the lead. You know, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. And that was an interesting moment where I felt like Polyshot could have turned it around with a well-placed scythe nair, down air, but neither one hit. One downer comes through, sends Swata off the right side of the stage, but it's really just nudging him away. Let's see if we can get him off stage for an edge guard situation.
Oh, you dodged down. You're brave. You're brave.
Yeah. Wondering if Swata's going to go for a down stick in the situation. Oh no! Get hit by the Seraph. The recovery. He dodges back, and Polyshot doesn't go for the edge guard. The downer hits. Swata avoids the weapon throw, but that's it. Polyshot, despite being down the entire game, takes the game at the end and takes the set 3-0 over Swata.
Okay. Just like that. We move on further. Polyshot staying alive in the bracket, but for how much longer is the question. We even get a peek at these replays here, and how these stocks did get taken. That down air on the recovery on the orb was actually very nice from Polyshot there, and then we see the catch. He was able to stop. Man.
Yeah, I didn't catch that when I was watching it live, that he actually had dodged. He was going in towards the stage, never actually touched the wall. The down air caught him, and that's why he had no resources whatsoever to make it back. A great catch from Polyshot. And that, we were talking a little bit about the weaknesses of the Scythe as a knockout option. That is the strength of the Scythe as a just early knockout option off stage without having to have that much damage.